Yo, it's your boy Hustle Porter, aka Hustle P, and welcome back to another episode of the Hustle Report. Shout out to the first time listeners, shout out to the first time viewers. I'm glad y'all are here. Shout out to the returning people, man. Listen, y'all are family now, you know what I'm saying? We pretty much cousins at this point. If you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe and comment. You know, we're trying to grow this platform. I need more engagement. More engagement we get, the bigger we get. So please like and subscribe if you can. Only if, you know, you really fucking with it. If you're not, I get it. And if it's your first time here and your last time here, it was nice having you all. But listen, we back. We back, man. I ain't gonna lie, we're gonna get right into it. It's a follow-up from the last episode about the Diddy case. It was day 6, Tuesday. And I also, before we go any further, I do want to correct a mistake I made about one of the attorneys on Diddy's team. Alexandra Shapiro was not A$AP Rocky's lawyer. And I think I said that on the last episode. I thought I took it out, but I strongly think I said it and I kept it in there. So if you heard me say it, act like it didn't happen. Bad journalism. Gotta make sure we don't make those type of mistakes. I'm not perfect, so shit happens. But if you heard it, it never happened. However, we gonna dive right into what the fuck going on today. Cassandra Ventura, aka Cassie, took the stand today, and listen, she told some things that I can't even believe what actually happened, and it sounds some shit off a movie. Cassie is very much pregnant. She can bust it any day. She's that damn pregnant, and I hate that she had to really go through this while being pregnant, but justice must be served, right? Even with all the things I have seen and read about the case, I still don't think the prosecution so far has enough to really just tie Diddy to any of these charges just yet. But damn, it's not gonna be much to make them stick. Just off of, you know, how freaky this nigga is, man. God damn. So they're gonna get right into it. So they pretty much are asking Cassie about the freak off. She's the star witness, duh. So Cassie stated, you know, they asked her when was the freak offs originated, right? She said that the first freak off happened around she was 22 years old. It happened in one of Diddy's homes. She described it as, you know, kind of like a masquerade party or something. They wear masquerade masks, and it just went from there. It was 2 sessions that went down. From what I read and what I listened to, it nobody really just talked about how long these sessions were a piece, but there were 2 sessions, right? Freaky as hell. She also stated that she did not typically enjoy freak offs, and this very first one they had, she didn't really fuck with it, but she was afraid to tell Diddy that she didn't like the freak off because she was afraid that he would get really mad. And as y'all do know, based off the video and based off things people have said so far, that Diddy could be a very angry and violent person. So to avoid Diddy being angry and violent towards her, she pretty much just went through these freak offs and did what she had to do, right? And some people may be asking though, well, that kind of just, you know, people ask why she didn't leave, and after the first freak off, why would she just stay around if she didn't like it? But that was the reason. She was scared, right? And at this time, she was 22 years old. He's 17 years older than her. The power dynamic does play a part. And, you know, and she did love this man. So even as sick and twisted the things that Diddy was into, she was still going to stick beside Diddy, right? Wicked. It was noted from her testimony that there was times where Cassie was, there was time they said Cassie was being peed on by multiple men. Cassie stated at one point she had so much urine in her mouth that she almost choked. That is insane. That is a lot. You know, of course she said she didn't like it, but the most she could really do if she didn't like it in that situation was to play it off or just put her hands up, I guess, like to deflect the pee, but she just went through with it. I don't know what is a sexy kink about pee, but throughout these years, I have heard a lot of people into this shit, and you're not supposed to kink shame, but that's nasty. I know Young Miami says she don't mind getting peed on, so I know Diddy peed on. This might be like his thing. Watching other people pee on her is already insane, but he was with that shit. They pretty much describing like Diddy to be a voyeur, whatever it is. They like watching sex and shit, kind of like a cuck, but he is into some different things, right? Now, what the defense team can kind of like build from the fact that she never left. Everybody understand that she was afraid of Diddy and what could happen, but there were times where Cassie was not always with Diddy, right? So my damn camera is shaking. Shout out to the visitors, y'all stick with me. Listeners, y'all ain't gotta worry about that shit. But there was time when Cassie was out doing her own thing, and the defense team could be like, why she didn't reach out to the police when she was free? Why did she go back? Why did she return back to this man? And she was like, no, she was not trying to fuck with this shit no more. Like, she was supposed to be so, like, scared or whatnot, right? So they could try to build off that. And then also, during her testimony, it was asked, was there ever a time that she enjoyed the freak offs? And she did state that that she did look forward to these freak offs. And when she was saying that, she kind of got choked up a little bit. And she stated the reason why she looked forward to these freak offs because that was only the time that she got to spend one-on-one time with Combs, and she really loved him. So, and she's alluding to being like young, also being easily influenced by Diddy, and just, the age different, and then just the lifestyle that come with Diddy, and being look like she's not, she at that age, she's not gonna get that anywhere else, and she was promised things by being with them, so that's that, right? Now let's get into the messy shit, right? Now, the time from that videotape, the time that y'all seen that she was trying to run away from Diddy in that hotel during 2016 when he grabbed her and whatnot, that was one of the times where Cassie was trying to escape from Diddy. That video clip shows when she was running away in between a two-part session of a freak off that's going down the hotel. And she tried to get out there. Y'all see what happened. It showed Diddy grabbing, kicking her, beating her in the hallway, bringing her back into the room. That was the one time where she said that she told Diddy that she did not want to fuck with this shit no more. She was done. She didn't want to have any involvement with this second section, and she wanted to get out. And Shawty wasn't quick enough. Caught her. Beat her. You know what I mean? Now, that part right there with this case, because they're trying to show that Diddy was coercing people to doing things against their own will, that the prosecution can use that piece as like a fact that, this shows that Diddy was forcing people to do things and it wasn't consensual. It was forced, right? So they try to build a case off of that. And to be honest, out of all the things she said, from what I read and what I heard on YouTube, that's the only time where she really stated that she did not want to participate in these freak offs. Now, there were times when Cassie was helping organize these freak offs, right? And then, so that goes back to the RICO Act, right? So the RICO, they got to have it where they can prove that Diddy was the leader of a criminal enterprise. And so by having people on him to doing things like either getting these sex workers, spending the money, setting things up, organize these things, that's how they trying to get it set up to where they can prove that Diddy was head of a criminal enterprise for his sexual, whatever the fuck you want to do, these sexual motherfucking freak offs, right? And what it is in these criminal cases, when right now, like with conspiracy and RICO, they use this term called hub and spoke. The hub would be Diddy, the spokes would be the people up under Diddy that's doing these things based off the order that he gives out, whether he's there or not. So Cassie did state that there were people that were also involved with these freak offs that handled pretty much the money, setting things up, chief of organization, all kind of titles they had to run this these freak offs. So that's the thing they're trying to build off. They're trying to build off Diddy forcing people to do shit and Diddy setting the things up to be pretty much the head of a criminal enterprise. And they stated that during these freak offs, or even when they communicated, they like to be referred to as kings. So sometimes these freak offs be called king parties. Boom. So now more into these parties things, right? So with these freak offs, there are times where Diddy. So this is the thing. Diddy kind of directed these freak offs like a music video a little bit. Like he had in his mind how he wanted Cassie to have these things set up. He gave her pretty much an itinerary how he wanted everything to work and go. So one of the things that he had his obsession was seeing motherfuckers being shiny. He wanted to see her be super oiled up in baby oil. Like he wanted the men, because most of the time these sex workers were men, and they had to be super oiled up. He did have a specific type of men that he wanted to be at these sex parties when they first started. As Cassie stated, they'd be big, I guess tall or big in stature men, maybe physical fit, and they had to have big dicks. Pause. That's what he wanted, right? And so he would sit in the corner at times, watch them lotion oil up each other, while Cassie instructs them to do whatever the task may be. She perform fellatio on the men. There be times where that Diddy, like, he'll just watch what the fuck go down. There be times when Diddy would join. But the more comfortable they got with the sex worker that he hired was the time that, he'd either be fucking Cassie and she'll be giving the other dude head, or vice versa. But they had to build up a certain level of trust with this, maybe like a reoccurring sex worker for them to reach that point. And they was into that shit. And then there'd be times where Diddy wasn't even at the parties, where he'll call, and Cassie had been set up all these, set the party up, and he'd be wanting to play by play over the phone. And it'd be times like she'll try to speed this shit up because she really was trying to just, I guess, she said she didn't like it, so she'll try to speed these freak offs up and like to get to the point where they get to oral sex, like, cause he wanted it slow by slow. All right, detail. He rubbing oil there. He doing this there, over here, whatever. And she was like, she was trying to speed the shit up. Now, also is this freaky ass shit. Diddy would let these guys fuck Cassie, and then he would want them to come on her. And then he didn't want them to he didn't want her to take the cum off. He wanted her to go into the room where he was, if he was in there or wherever that he may be. He wanted her to specifically put the guy's nut on his nipples, bruh. Mind you, while all this is going on in the courtroom, his family is in this motherfucker, right? He had his family, they listen to this shit. And I can only imagine, like, wow, like, this is really what my daddy's into. So I'm his son, like, because, at the end of the day, this supposed to be going down in private. Your kids not supposed to know what you be doing in private, but this shit is on Front Street. And just knowing my daddy this freaky as hell, bro, it's out of pocket, man. With that being said, this is the first day with Cassie on trial. These are the things that they talked about. What else is going on, man? Do I not leave any? It's a lot. I don't have everything I want, so I'm going to try to gather more information and just keep building off it. But I did want to just highlight those few things that Diddy's freaky as hell. They did have a domestic relationship, so, she was scared to be beaten up, also being blackmailed. They said Diddy would keep these videos of the freak offs just for blackmail purposes, and then also stated that, he threatened Cassie if she was like to try to leave or run off, he would release these freak offs to the public and whatnot. And also, not only did Diddy have these freak off tapes, Cassie had them as well. So niggas had the tapes. It could have went anywhere, but this is a lot, man. This is a whole lot. Diddy freaky as fuck. That's day 6 of the trial. I'm gonna move on to something else. I do want to talk about Adin Ross. If you don't know, Adin Ross is a streamer. He's this white boy. He one of the biggest streamers in the world, right? He reminds you. He acts out and say wild things like DJ Academic. And the most recent thing he did, he said some real fucked up shit about Doechii, calling her entitled, calling her bitch, calling her an energy plant, and it was like random as hell. I guess somebody from the chat said something, and he just crashes out about it. Let's see. Listen, they said so. He talking about she's an industry plant. She's a piece of shit. And now this is my thing. This forced hate with Doechii is crazy, right? It went from who the hell is Doechii to now every week is something in the damn news about Doechii where they try to either dog her out. They try and do something to kind of tarnish the image, and I hate that, right? But one thing I don't fuck with is the Adin, this little white boy. He has no right to even have no beef with this girl, and we gotta start back like beating niggas up, bro. I don't promote violence, but we got somebody need to check, bro, because this not the first time he said some out of pocket shit. He said some out of pocket last week. I don't want to get into it, but he did some crazy shit, so he has a history of just crashing out. Also, is a 45, 47 supporter, so go figure, right? But yeah, that was corny as fuck. That's making waves right now through the internet. And then we're going to go ahead and hop into this because we're going to wrap it on up. I got to get up. Let me see where we got. All right, so Halle Bailey granted restraining order after accusing DDG of abuse. Rapper required to stop posting and streaming about her and their child. Halle Bailey claimed DDG attacked her and gets a restraining order. Now, they are saying that the reason why DDG crashed out is because Haley was rumored to be on I guess it's on this island or this trip with Brent Faiyaz. So, they got pictures of showing Haley with bruises on her arm, a chipped tooth from the attack by DDG. Now, the reason I talked about Adin Ross a little bit too, because DDG learned about the judge granting Halle Bailey a restraining order against him while on the stream with Adin Ross. So Adin Ross is all in, he's connected to a lot of negative bullshit. Even though he got nothing to do with DDG beating on that girl allegedly, we still have this nigga in the damn evolved to something, right? That's not positive. So now, I never thought that DDG would be this person to be beating on nobody. I thought DDG was a level-headed guy. He didn't show those traits of being abusive. Same as Diddy. We just heard about Diddy and he's been freaky, so we didn't know about that till we seen the tape. So we don't know what goes on in the dark, right? Apparently, they also have where they got clips with snapshots of DDG confronts Haley over Brent Faiyaz, and it's like I want to see because I can't really see exactly what it is because it's kind of blurry, but yeah, Brent out here fucking up people's lives and shit. So, any long story short, it's wild as fuck out here. Niggas out here beating on everybody. We gotta do better. Men gotta keep their hands to themselves, and I don't know what's up. It's gonna be a time when we're gonna look back on this shit and be like, these celebrities really was wilding out, bro. From fighting and doing some freaky ass fucking and messing up their careers about some just being not able to control their fucking sexual needs and not having any self-control with their fucking anger. And on that, I'll just end this pod. Y'all have a great day. Be back next week. And I'm gonna try to keep y'all posted as much as I can about this Diddy case. You're gonna see how this turn out. And let me know, do y'all really think, because people like Doechii has something to say. Doechii said that, with everything being said, he still feel like Diddy's a freaky ass nigga and he should be free. How do y'all feel? Let me know in the comments. You can DM me, you can whatever. Let's start a little let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Me, 50, I'm not 50-50, but I haven't heard enough just yet to be like, yeah, Diddy should be guilty of the things he's been charged with sex trafficking and being head of a criminal enterprise. Right now, I only really see that Diddy was abusive. But yeah, follow me on Hussle_Porter on Instagram, Hussle Porter on TikTok. Like and subscribe and comment, and we'll be back again. I'll probably do another episode. I'm gonna give it a break. I'm not gonna do one for Thursday, so I'll probably see y'all back again Friday. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all be blessed. We out. Peace. This is the Hussle Report.